Hi everyone, welcome to SEDA Online. I'm Emma and I'll be your teacher for today. Just to remind you all before we start the lesson, just to have a pen and paper or pencil, whichever you prefer, because we will be doing practice as we go through each of the topics in the lessons. Okay, so today we're going to be starting with something, anything, nothing, etc. And then we're also going to do adjectives ending in ed and ing. Okay, so that's our program for today. So let's start off. Okay, so I have a table here. Okay, as you can see here, just here, I have any, every, no, and some. Okay, so let's start off with thing, object, or action. Okay, so I'm going to start off with anything, okay, everything, nothing, something. So these are to do with things. Okay, so objects or actions. Now we're going to where. When do I use where with each one of these? I use where for place. Okay, so anywhere, everywhere, somewhere, nowhere, somewhere. Okay, then we're going to one, which is for person. Anyone, everyone, no one, and someone. And then the next one we have body, which is person. Anybody, everybody, nobody, somebody. Okay, so that's our table for each one of these. Okay, so let's just look at the bottom here. When we use these pronouns as subjects, the verb is in the singular form. Okay, so just remember that. Let's look. Everyone likes taking photos. Okay, so everyone is in the singular form, and that's why we use likes here. Okay, there isn't anyone here. Again, there isn't anyone here. We're using it as a singular. Okay, so just remember that as we're going through. So next thing here, so use. Okay, so let's start off with the use of everything and something. So we use indefinitive pronouns to talk in general about things, people, or places. We use every, any, and some in the affirmative positive. So a positive, affirmative. Okay, let's look at the example here. Everything is amazing in this hotel. Everything. So you're referring to objects, okay, in this particular sentence here. I'm looking for something to drink. Okay, so I'm looking for something. So these are all positives. Okay, let's move on. And now we use no. Okay, no, not any in negative sentences. Okay, so look at this one here. I haven't got anywhere to go. Negative. Okay, so I use any for negative. Okay, there isn't anything to do. There isn't anything to do. So I'm using negative with isn't. Okay, any. Think about that. Okay, not any is no. There is no difference between them. Okay, so there isn't anywhere to sit. There is nowhere to sit. Both of these sentences are correct. Okay, there isn't, and we're using any here because we have to use any with negative. There is nowhere to sit, and we're using no here because it's affirmative. Okay, so just remember that. The two last sentences here, guys, okay, they're both the same. They're written differently, but they're both the same. Now, okay, so we use any in questions also. Okay, so as well as negative, we use it in questions. So, have you visited anywhere interesting today? That's a question. Okay, and you have to put in, have you visited anywhere? Let's look at the next part. There is no difference between the two person words. Okay, so the two person. So look at this one here. There is no one in the classroom. There is nobody in the classroom. They're both the same. You can say there's no one in the classroom or there's nobody in the classroom. So it's up to you which one you prefer to say. Okay, I personally would use there's no one in the classroom. I wouldn't really, maybe because it's shorter to say and it's easier, maybe it's more fluent and better for me to say. So there's no one in the classroom. Let's move on. Now, we use no and not any in negative sentences, okay? So, let's look at this one. I haven't got anywhere to go, okay? There isn't anything to do. So look, negative sentences, guys, any, okay? So, I haven't got anywhere to go. There isn't anything to do, okay? Now, we can use these pronouns before adjectives to give more detail, okay? So, Tom went somewhere beautiful on his holidays last year, okay? So, he went somewhere beautiful. Somewhere beautiful. Did you go anywhere interesting when you were in Spain? Okay, so again, did you go anywhere interesting? I'm using the adjective interesting with anywhere. Same with the first one, I'm using beautiful with somewhere. Does everybody understand? There's a lot of information here, okay? And again, it's just trying to get that table I did at the beginning, get that into your head, and you will get used to it as you go through different practice exercises, okay? So first, I'm going to do some practice exercises with you, and I want you to look at the first exercise, okay? So in these sentences, I only want you to put in somebody, anybody, or nobody, okay? So read the sentences, check to see if they're positive or if they're negative or things like that, okay? So I want you to go through, write down the number, and then write in somebody, anybody, or nobody, okay? It's up to you which one you want to use, but please try and remember the simple rules we have already done, okay? So the first one, there is in the classroom. This one is positive, okay? So just remember it's positive. Number 2, there isn't in the garden. This is a negative sentence. Number 3, there is at school at this time of the day. It's closed. Even though it's positive at the beginning, but look at the last piece. It's closed. Number 4, who are you going to visit? I'm going to visit, but it's a secret. Okay, so they're telling them who they're going to visit, but it's a secret. It's a person. Next one. Number 5. I'm lonely. I don't have to talk to. And this one is negative. Okay, I don't have. What do we use with negative sentences? Which one of those do we use with negative? I'll just give you another minute to think about it and see how you get on. Okay, so I'm going to move and check. Okay, so guys, let's go through this. Number 1, there is somebody in the classroom. There is somebody. So I'm using positive here. Number 2, this is negative. There isn't anybody in the garden. So guys, you cannot say there isn't somebody because it doesn't make sense, okay? There isn't somebody. So you have to use there isn't anybody. So if you're talking negatively, you have to use a negative, which is anybody we use in this. Number 3, there is nobody at school at this time of day. It's closed, okay? So there is nobody, okay? There is nobody. Is positive, affirmative. Number 4, who are you going to visit? I'm going to visit somebody, but it's a secret, okay? So they're giving, it's affirmative again. They're giving them, they're not telling them who, but they're telling them it's somebody, but they don't know who, okay? And number 5, I'm lonely. I don't have anybody to talk to. Again, this is negative. I don't have anybody, okay? I don't have anybody to talk to. How did you get on with that? Okay, can you let me know? Make a comment, okay? Just down, make a comment. You get 5 out of 5. Let me know. It's not easy doing this, so just let me know how you're getting on. So next practice, in this one, you're going to complete with something, anything, or nothing. So this time we're referring to things, not people, okay? We're doing things here. So the same procedure, just write the number and then write the correct answer. Okay, so number 1, it's too dark, I can't see. Negative. What did Fernanda say? She didn't say. So think about the first answer and then think about the second answer. Remember the first answer, what did she say? But then you're looking at the second answer to see. Okay, so kind of work that out. Next one, number 3. I want to drink. I'm thirsty. Affirmative. Do you know about mosquitoes? Guys, this one is a question. What do I use when I'm talking about things in questions? And number 5. There is to do the city. I'm bored. Okay, so you're writing the number and then giving your answer for each one. Think about it. Think about for each one. Okay, I'm going to move and see how you got on. Okay, so it's too dark. I can't see anything. Okay, so I can't see anything. Remember, any we use with negative. Number 2, what did Fernanda say? Nothing, full stop. She didn't say anything. Okay, number 3, I want something to drink. I'm thirsty. I don't know what, but I want something. Okay, number 4, do you know anything about mosquitoes? Again, this is a question. Remember, we use any in negative and questions. Okay, number 5, there is nothing to do in the city. I'm bored. Even though this is a negative sentence, it's affirmative. There is, and then I have to say nothing to do. Okay, you cannot say for the last one, if any of you have written there is anything to do in the city, it's incorrect. Okay, you have to say there is nothing. We only use anything for negative and questions. Okay, how do we get on? Let me know. Let me know. Okay, the last piece of practice in this topic. Let's see how you get on with this one. Complete the sentence with everybody, everything, or everywhere. Okay, so again, we're referring to things. Okay, so Tom knows about computers. Okay, so actually, no, we're not referring to things for all of it. Everybody is not things. So everything is things and everywhere is places. Okay, so Tom know about computers. What are computers? Are they things? Are they people? Are they places? Number 2, he goes with his motorcycle. He never drives his car. So where does he go with his motorcycle? I'm probably just giving you the answer there. But anyway, number 3, I get on all the people in this room. I get on all the people. I think that's, yeah, that should be I get on with all the people. But to get on with people means you're very friendly or they're very friendly to you. Okay, so is very friendly. What's the missing word before is friendly? Number 4, Emily's room is a mess. There are clothes. And you are right. You said about Thomas is true. Okay, so when you're going through these sentences, okay, guys, when you're going through them, just think, is it a place I'm talking about? Is it things I'm talking about? Or is it people I'm talking about for each one of these? That will help you to get the correct answer, okay? So I'll just give you another minute to think about that. Okay, take your time. If there's anything you don't really understand, please let me know. Okay, so let's go through the answers. Here we go. So, Tom knows everything about computers. Computers are things, so he knows everything. Number 2, he goes everywhere with his motorcycle. Okay, so he never drives his car. So, places. You have to bring your motorcycle to places. Okay. Number 3, I get on. That should be I get on with all the people in this room. Everybody is friendly. Everybody are people. So we're referring to people in this. Number 4, Emily's room is a mess. Do you remember mess? We did mess before. Mess means when everything is disorganized. You have clothes everywhere, paper everywhere. So yeah, it's a mess. There are clothes everywhere. Oh yeah, the answer there is everywhere. The next one, number 5, you are right. Everything you said about Tom is true. So everything you said about Tom is true. Okay? So how did we get on with this exercise? Let me know. Which exercise did you do better in? And which exercise did you do worse? And why did you do worse than the others? Just think about it, okay? As I said, when we're finished the lesson, you will get the handout and go over the table, okay? The table is a good indicator of trying to get your head around each one of these, okay? If you've any questions on this topic, please let me know. Now, this is the answers again. You don't need the answers again, so. Now we move on to adjectives, okay? So, we have adjectives, but some of the adjectives take ed and ing, okay? So, we use ed adjectives to describe feelings, okay? So, how you're feeling, how somebody else is feeling, okay? So, he feels bored, he feels excited, he feels worried, he feels annoyed, etc. Okay, so that's ed. Then we use ing adjectives to describe places. Paris is fascinating. People. Tom is boring, so boring. Things. This book is really interesting. You would not say this book is really interested because you don't know the feelings of the book. Okay, you don't know the feelings, so it's impossible to know. Okay, so just to go over that, remember ed, feelings, okay? So I'm bored, I'm excited, I'm worried, and so on. Same with ing. These are describing, okay? To describe places, to describe people and things, okay? So guys, remember when you're going through this exercise, ed describes feelings and ing describes it explains the feelings of something, okay? So I want you to read, and I want you only to write down which answer is correct, okay? There's 2 here. You can see in the first one, there's 2 here, okay? 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. I want you just to write down the correct one for each of the sentences, okay? So I will read, and I want you to, as I read, maybe write down the correct answer, okay? So, the exam instructions, okay, the exam instructions were very complicating, and the students felt totally, so again, are you describing the feelings of the students or the feelings of the situation here? Number 2, would you be in coming to the theatre this evening? I have a spare ticket. Which one? Interested or interesting? Number 3, I find it very listening to music after a hard day's work. I find it, okay, I find it very, not myself, okay, I find it. Think about that. Number 4, I get really, when people throw rubbish in the streets, it makes me furious. Furious means really, really angry. So, I get really annoyed or I get really annoying. Which one is correct there? Number 5, he's just lost his job and he's feeling a bit depressed or depressing. Let's go and cheer him up. Okay? I find being alone at night in a strange place very frightened or very frightening. Okay, so I find being alone. Okay, so remember, just write down the number and then the correct word. Which adjective is correct for each one? Okay, just give you another couple of seconds thinking about that. Okay, let's see how you got on. Okay, so let's see. The exam instructions were very complicating and the students felt totally confused because they were complicated. Number 2, would you be interested in coming to the theatre this evening? I have a spare ticket. Would you be interested? So that's your feeling. Are you feeling interested to go? Number 3, I find it very relaxing listening to music after a hard day's work. So this is the part you find listening to music is interesting for you. Okay, so it's the activity here. Okay. Number 4, I get really annoyed when people throw rubbish in the streets, and it makes me furious. You're feeling annoyed. Okay, so that's why we're using annoyed here. Number 5, he's just lost his job and is feeling a bit, which one goes in here? Depressed. That's how he's feeling. Let's go cheer him up. Make him happy. Cheer him up. And number 6, I find being alone at night in a very strange place very frightening. Okay, I'm not telling you how I feel. I'm telling you about the situation. And the situation here is being alone in a very strange place is very frightening. Okay, so tell me, how did you get on? Did you get all of these correct? Was it too easy? Are you still confused? Let me know how you feel. Okay, so guys, Shanae, that's it. Just to go over what we have done today. Okay, so just remember the anybody, anything, anyone, any, and something, somewhere, etc. Okay, go over the table. If you're still confused, okay, check the table. Do some more exercises. You can get exercises online, I'm sure, but do some exercises, and especially when you're speaking, okay, because I know a lot of people when they speak, what's the one they say? Oh yes, what's the famous one? I know nothing. That's not correct. Okay, or no, sorry, they say I don't know nothing. It's I don't know anything. Okay, when people ask you something, do you know about this, and you say I don't know nothing, double negative. It's not correct. It's I don't know anything. If you make this mistake, don't worry, just keep practicing. Okay, I don't know anything. So guys, and then the ed-ing adjectives, just remember how you're feeling, ed, and when you explain the situation, ing. Okay, so go back over everything, and I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you have a really enjoyable day, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye guys.